WNBA, as we all know, is wrapping up this remarkable season of growth and interest. And it comes off the heels of what Caitlin Clark helped achieve at Iowa for the last couple of years, those remarkable ratings, the women's tournament outrating the men's. But there have been some growing pains as well, right? And we've seen a lot of it on social media. We've seen tensions between fans and players. We've seen the league and the Players Association, tensions with the media. We've seen issues touching on homophobia and misogyny and racism. So when you think about the big picture and the Caitlin Clark effect and what's going on in the WNBA, what stands out to you right now?
Yeah, I mean, personally, the WNBA is such an inclusive league. So for me to see the vitriol that's out there on social media and the players having to deal with it and deleting their accounts and to have an app that does it for them now and just to really have to deal with this every day when all they want to do is go out and play the game, I think it's terrible and I feel for them. And first of all, a lot of them need social media to help in terms of their marketing capabilities. And so it's difficult for them. They shouldn't have to go through it. I've been so impressed with the product on the court. Over 200% viewership increase since Caitlin Clark has come in. And it's not just Caitlin Clark. It's Angel Reese, and it's so many more of them as well. And we can go back to the, college basketball and the NIL. That's really what helped in terms of making Caitlin Clark's profile even greater than it was, and the way she's been able to be out there and what she's been able to carry out onto the court. By the way, you can just look to that shot by Ionescu the other day. That was incredible. That scene was awesome. Minnesota was rocking. It was a packed house. That's what I love to see from the WNBA. That product is awesome, and they are really growing.
Dan, you're a hoops guy.
I think what's great with college basketball for women is they stay for 4 years. So we get to know Paige Beckers. We're going to get to know Juju. We're going to get to know all of these players, whereas college basketball is really not interesting during the regular season because we didn't wait for somebody to come back their sophomore year or their junior year. We were treated to Tim Duncan staying 4 years, Patrick Ewing staying, Christian Laettner. It doesn't happen. Women's basketball, that person will be back the following season and probably the following season after that. And then, so we already know you going into the WNBA. It almost felt like the WNBA wasn't ready for what Caitlin Clark was going to bring with her. And that meant you were going to have people not familiar with the WNBA. I was shocked that fans were shocked, so-called fans, with the physicality of the WNBA. You clearly haven't watched the WNBA. They are physical. And all of a sudden, it's Caitlin Clark's getting roughed up. Well, there's a variety of players who get roughed up. Watch the games. Watch other games. It felt like they were zeroing in on our little Caitlin Clark, and she's getting roughed up. Was she? Yes. But that's the physicality of this. She's a wonderful player. She brought a lot of eyeballs. And because of that, she brought a lot of opinions. It's almost be careful what you ask for. And I don't think the WNBA was truly ready for what was going to happen with the casual fan coming in.
It kind of brings us back to 1997, right? When Tiger Woods broke through at the Masters as a 21-year-old, that remarkable performance. And I'm trying to think, has there been an athlete since Tiger Woods, and of course his impact extended beyond the golf course, but in terms of the way they have generated interest in their game, in their sport, the way that Caitlin Clark has there been anybody else, and I'll put you on the spot, Adam, that you could think of, in this quarter century plus since Tiger?
No, but here's the thing, Jeremy. Again, this morning we're doing SportsCenter, we're doing Get Up. I'm seeing highlights of the WNBA, and the last time I did Sports Reporters, I don't remember the WNBA being a conversation and talking point. I don't remember that being the case. The fact that it is so prevalent in mainstream highlights that we're talking about it here shows the growth of the sport, shows the power of Caitlin Clark, shows you how many more people are paying attention to it. I think there are people that come along all the time that capture the imagination of the public. Caitlin Clark has grown all the eyes on that sport. And I don't know that there's a figure that I could think of off the top of my head that has had the influence and the impact that she has had. But again, I just think the whole sport has taken leaps and bounds. So we can talk about them needing leadership and getting used to all the ways that they're being scrutinized, the attention. This all comes along with being a big-time, big league sport.
Look,
but also it helps, though, Schefty, with being on the mothership, that it's like hockey going back to ESPN was the best thing to happen to hockey, because you're getting those highlights now where maybe you weren't getting those highlights, back in the day, or, they were buried. Now they're showcasing, now they're celebrating. And I think that's really important. The audience will kind of buy into what you're buying into. What are you covering? Hey, we're going to be talking about this. Hey, you want to see this game coming up? Why? I mean, sometimes you got to spoon feed your audience and let them know this is something you truly want to watch. ESPN plays a large role in moving forward in some of these sports like that.